So I just finished my final shave with RazorWorks R1, and I think we need to talk. And I think let's first of all start with how I got this razor. So I would like to thank Jerry from the Shave Dad for providing this opportunity of the pass around for this razor. A couple of months ago, I think he received this razor for his personal review, but then also he offered in the group, like if someone would be interested for the pass around. So I really thankful for the Jerry for including me into this list and having a chance to spend some time with this razor. So let's go in some like quick specs. So first of all, this razor, it comes weight wise 36 grams together with a blade. So I mean, I think everyone would understand because it's, you see this flexible head. It's a direct competitor of well-known Cartridge razor, so that's why it's mainly would be comparison to this razor. Gillette, Chic, Big, whatever you would choose. So particularly this Gillette is 39 grams, so the weight-wise, it's more or less the same thing. Length-wise, I believe this one is 108 or 109 millimeters. So as you can see, it's a bit shorter. So kind of like would be within the same, but so it's a bit shorter. It's something which kind of like makes you more used to the typical traditional double edge razors. So next point, I believe it would be price. So first of all, when I received this razor, because as you can see here on the back, it says test. By the way, like at the front, there is a beautiful engraving of RazorWorks. And because it was saying test, I was thinking that this is still a razor in the development. It's kind of like a tester to get feedback from different shavers and improve. And then I decided just like to go Google it online, some info, and like I ended up finding the website. So this razor is already sold. It is sold for $149.99. You would say pricey, but let's discuss before we'll judge the price. So I don't know if I mentioned, but this razor is made from aluminum 6061, so it's a metal razor. It definitely gonna last you a long time. This is a two-piece. Let me show you. So the cap slides. It's a two-piece adjustable razor. So let's discuss a little bit adjustability. So there are like two ways. So first of all, adjustability. So this pivoting head, here you can put in the key. Actually, like I already put them away. But whenever you would receive, because it's a tester, I received it in the box of just like regular pass around in the like some bubble wrap. So it's not what will receive the end user. But whenever you will receive those keys which would help you to tighten it or loosen up, and that's what will affect how loose is the pivoting. I made it all the way down to kind of like have the maximum of the flexibility. And then second aspect of adjustability is right here. As you can see, there are like two screws which you can kind of like tighten or loosen up. And what it's gonna do, so as you can see this bar underneath, it's gonna make this bar to either move forward or move back. And blade, actually let me show you how you install the blade. So regarding the blades, it uses regular double edge blades. It's actually like I've seen in the community, a couple of people run into the issue of buying and using pre-cut, pre-snapped blades, like you may find on Amazon, some perma-sharp ones. But even there was a recommendation to actually use regular double edge blade and just snap it in half, because when you snap it, you can see that there would be slight this like curve at the end, which also will help to keep this blade. So as you can see, here is a magnet. So whenever I would apply, you see here are like two dots. So you just kind of like align. The blade sits, and then you put this cap on top. The thing about this cap, so whenever there are like no blade inside, because there are like 2 magnets on each part, they literally just snap together on their own. Whenever there is a blade, I think this blade kind of like slightly loosens up, and me personally, it's already, I will tell you from the shave experience, what the problem which I run in, like let's say for example, like I would run it underwater and I would like to shake it off, and again, I cannot claim that I shake off the strongest, you know, but like normal shake off, and I had quite often this head flying off. So that kind of like was my first a bit surprise moment. Then because you can move this like bar back and forward, so beside the blade gap, you also will adjust the exposure of the blade, which I find is quite interesting. But here we run into kind of like one of my thoughts. So I just wanted to tell you that from now on, all of the thoughts of mine, it's just my thoughts, and in no way I don't want to like affect some of yours. You may take it, or you may just have some different opinion, which is totally great. But personally for me, let's be honest. So this razor is designed to make people switch from cartridge razors to double edge, so which kind of like you invest once and then shave for life. Cool idea. This razor is made in the United States. Cool idea. The thing is that in my opinion, with all the adjustability of this, kind of like it's a bit more into someone who is really into wet shaving, into like adjustable things, kind of like already like shave nerds, you know. So it's, I like, me personally, if I would get this razor at the very beginning when I was transitioning from cartridges or electric razor into like double edge, I think I would maybe find it a bit too complex, simply because like when you tighten, like you need to be able to align. Again, the version of razor what you see, you know, like in my hands, that's a test one. So what I found on the website, they look slightly different. By the way, I will attach right now a screenshot how they look right now. So you would be able to see that maybe it's a tiny bit smoother, but kind of concept remains the same. And what I've seen on the pictures right now and what I see here, I still have slight concerns. Like for example, like you see those gaps, you know, like it almost like looks like it's not perfectly aligned. By the way, do you see this? One second, this like slight wiggle. So what I found, because this top cap is not being clamped by something, there is a slight blade shutter. So if we're gonna go to the shave, by the way, like I would be attaching to this video when I was shaving, so you know stuff. So whenever I would shave, so when I would go into the flat part of it, so it works very good, phenomenal. I found for myself very good. So the moment when you attach it, you know, so like, but do you see, like in order for the pivoting head to start working, I need to almost get some grip on my skin, and then like with the resistance, this pivoting head would go. So let's say like if we're gonna compare this pivoting head, look, I'm gonna apply exactly the same pressure here, and you can see that at the moment like Gillette is kind of like, it's a bit more movable and much lighter. You see here I just push down, here I push away, and honestly it requires a bit more tension. Plus of course, like, you know, like here it moves all the side, but you know, like again, even like with me cartridges at the end I was using just double, right? Like, because 5 blades, it was a killer for my neck especially. So whenever I would go on the flat parts, you know, somewhere here, it would shave fantastic. The moment I would go into kind of like parts where it kind of like more here, more curvy, or here kind of like on my neck, you can see that like my skin, like it's not stretched out, so it's almost kind of like a bit of a hole, you know, in a way. So whenever I would need to go into, so in order for this pivoting head to work, I need to create some sort of tension. And here I run a little bit into the issue, because the sharpness of this thing is much more dull compared like when we use this like double edge blades, because these are very sharp and you can go like some like feathers, you know, like which would be extremely sharp, or you can go like with some like mild blades, right? So, and the whole point of double edge safety razors is that you're not really pushing, you just use kind of like the heft of the razor, you know, like, or technique, you know, and because of the sharpness of the blade, so you should go. If I would go just without kind of like engaging, so it's kind of like under this awkward angle in my opinion, and then so I would need to kind of like scraping, which kind of like not perfect. And I ended up kind of like once, you know, like throughout the whole week what I had this razor for, like maybe once I nicked myself, but it's almost like I knew that I needed to create this tension. So that's kind of like, I want maybe this head maybe slightly softer, so kind of like even like more flexible. I definitely would like to add more clamping for the thing not to fly out. Grip wise, I never had issues. And then another thing what I would maybe recommend from my personal opinion, it's adjustability. And again, like I don't want to compare, but just like for example, like I will show you. So this is a razor, it's not anymore in production, it's more of the so this is supply, and the one which was called like Pro Edition, and you can see that here was adjustable, this kind of like wheel, and you could hear all those clicks. And specifically on this razor, so the only thing is kind of like bar goes down and up, you know, like so, but it has some sort of easy adjustable, so you can see like 1, 2, 3, or in between, so this is something, and it goes evenly up and down. Here it's kind of like you need to look at it from this angle to see if it's aligned, try to tighten it for quarter of a turn, which again, for someone who is having like many razors, as you can see, and one of them, if I want to play around and really find perfect adjustability, yes. For someone who is switching, that's kind of like, I'm not sure. So, and I think definitely I would recommend like to make it like more round, and the price tag, so $149.99. Again, I never want to like, because everyone puts their work, and I definitely would like to appreciate everyone's work, especially like it's made in the United States. But just in comparison, you know, like how competitive the market is, when, you know, for someone who used to buy like $15 packs or like $20 pack of those cartridges, right away jump into $150, especially when there is like a big competition. There are like a lot of razors in diapason of like $60 to $80, which maybe would have some like other plates, you know, which maybe like would be like a bit more user friendly at the beginning. So that's kind of like another point. Other than that, again, like I really like the concept. Was I able to get good shaves? Yes, I was able to get good shaves. Was I able to get BBS shaves? Not really, because of that situation with the extra tension. So again, I'm really thankful, Jerry, for providing me this opportunity to experience this razor. It's really cool. Once again, like guys from the RazorWorks, thank you so much for producing something in America. Just I hope that you might hear my feedback, and I'm just like from, you know, like just like kindness, you know, like just like maybe like there's always room for the version 2. And once again, like if you like this video, if you have any questions, please comment down below, and of course like, subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye.